how do I explain this? So this is going to be a video of a guy reacting to a girl reacting to one of his older videos, right? So I don't know necessarily who this guy is necessarily, but this is a guy that, you know, I guess he's pro passive bro movement. I'm gonna assume, but he's very pro. You know, if you're a man, try to look, and if you're struggling dating at whatever area you are, you know maybe you're guaranteed to find what you're looking for overseas, and a woman is going to react to that statement and basically prove his point, and he's going to react to the lady proving his point. So take a listen.
A 90% chance that when I decide to get married, it'll be with a girl that's not from America. Men are now more objectified than women. They're simply viewed for what they can provide and what they can do for others.
Did you hear that? Because I think that was all the women in America breathing a collective sigh of relief after finding out that they don't meet that man's criteria for marriage material. I do, however, wonder if we should be sending out some kind of global alert to the women in other countries to let them know he's on the loose.
Whew. Could you imagine being married to this lady? Not only did she not tag me and cut the clip short so she could push her messaging, she dedicated her entire page and social media presence to just attacking men. And look, I don't know what this girl's been through, and I hope she's okay, but you don't dedicate your entire life to doing this unless you are hurt. This really reaffirms my original video. Men want peace and respect. We don't care what you bring to the table financially. It is in our nature to protect and provide.
There's about a 90% chance that...
So this is what I was talking about. So the woman reacted to him, and he made the video reacting to the woman reacting to him. Now, I'm going to replay it a little bit, and I'm going to pause it at one specific part.
When I decide to get married, it'll be with a girl that's not from America. Men are now more objectified than women. They're simply viewed for what they can provide and what they can do for others.
Did you hear that? Because I think...
So this woman right here, look how much makeup she has on, man. She got on a whole costume. Like, she got a whole costume on her. I don't know her tag. I don't know if I can pull up her Instagram page. Let's see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up. Open link in new tab. So this is the girl here. So, and this is, I guess this is the video. This is the video, I guess, that she actually did. But you know, yeah, she got a whole costume, and her whole page is dedicated to just basically crapping on men. And you can see it through her profile. We empower women here. Now, when you see a woman like this, dog, first of all, she's crazy. First of all, not only does she have a full costume on, she even has, I think this is a wig. Look at how stretched her edges are. She's probably bald. She low-key is probably bald, no disrespect. She's probably bald. She looks crazy. She looks dusty. You know what I mean? I'm looking at these other photos of her, and it looks like the wig. Yeah, you know what? Because look at this. Yeah, man, that is a witch. Witches, you know, remember the witches from back in the day? Have you ever seen like those witches in the movies where they take off their wig, like and the witches would blend in with the normal people, but then once they get home, they take off their wig and their mask that they put on, and then once they take off all that stuff, they basically look like a monster. That's her. That's her, man. She got a whole costume on and she talking crazy. Now let's hear her reaction to a man just saying, look, it's probably best if I'm looking for a traditional person, a traditional woman, I'm gonna have to probably go overseas for it. Now look at the woman's reaction to this, and it's very typical.
I think that was all the women in America breathing a collective sigh of relief after finding out that they don't meet that man's criteria for marriage material. I do, however, wonder if we should be sending out some kind of global alert to the women in other countries to let them know he's on the loose.
So are you serious? So let's find her actual reaction video. Maybe it's a little bit longer. But let's take a listen.
When I decide to get married, it'll be with a girl that's not from America. Men are now more objectified than women. They're simply viewed for what they can provide and what they can do for others.
Did you hear that? Because I think that was all the women in America breathing a collective sigh of relief after finding out that they don't meet that man's criteria for marriage material. I do, however, wonder if we should be sending out some kind of global alert to the women in other countries to let them know he's on the loose. First of all, I love how you're acting like women were just lining up outside your house.
All right, so it was more to the video. Let's take a listen.
Begging you to take them as your wife. And I also think it's funny that you're suddenly disgusted by the thought of people being objectified now that you yourself feel you're being objectified. And you said that you're being viewed for what you can provide, but you're actually saying the complete opposite of what's really happening. Because we can provide now too. So we want you to treat us with love and respect because we don't need you for your money. So we keep telling you that we want you to be more emotionally intelligent and present in your relationships.
By the way, if you hear a woman use the word emotional intelligence, run. Because women are not emotionally intelligent. They're not. I have way too much proof. But by their definition, because I don't even, when you talk, first of all, when you talk about just the two words, emotional and intelligence, that technically those two words, you can't really put it, they don't match. Emotional and intelligence, just off rip. And then number two, if you take their definition of emotional intelligence, right? Let's see, emotional intelligence definition. The capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotion and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. That does not sound like a woman. What do they say? What's the 5 elements of emotional intelligence? Self-awareness. Yeah. Self-regulation. They can even handle, they can't even keep it in their pants during when they're ovulating. Anyways, number 3, internal motivation. Empathy, don't get me started, and social skills. Okay. That, yeah. But look, when it comes to, I know people say that women have social skills and they do than most men, but women have more room for error and failure when it comes to just socializing with people, right? So for example, men's game needs to be tight when they're talking to women in general. Women could put stuff out there, like women could literally admit to being a psychopath, being crazy, doing this and that. They could say the most stupidest things, but men will not call them out on it because they're trying to smash. So a woman doesn't necessarily have to have the best social skills anyways to get a man to smash them out. They just have to just show up. So when they say social skills, it's not necessarily social skills. They just have more room to be creative, more room for failure. So they know what works, what doesn't work, because they could literally test it out on men. Because then most times men are not going to call them out for being a creep, for them being a weirdo, for them being a narcissist, them being an idiot most times. So when it comes to just social skills in general, a man with social skills versus a woman with social skills, I'm going to give the nod towards the man because his game, his charisma, his aura needs to be, there's no room for error on his end. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. Let's let her talk some more.
But you keep telling us that men are meant to provide and protect. We want you to be equal partners, but we actually want equality. We don't just want the illusion of it. And it kills me.
Women don't want equality, guys. That's a lie.
Because you talk about women from other countries as being superior, but you don't say it because you think they have better priorities. You say it because they have less choice. So we're,
or they could just be a lot nicer. That's all. Like they're just it's not as, like I say, women are going to be women no matter what country you go to. And when it comes to providing a protection, yes, they expect that as well, but there's actually some kind of ROI. There's literally like zero ROI when you're dealing with American women in today's age,
we're the ones who are trying to change the narrative that you keep claiming to be a victim.
So she's saying they have less choice. Sounds like you're doing a little, like, it's interesting when men start talking about women overseas, women start slut shaming, they turn into misogynists real quick when men start talking about women overseas. American women turn into real misogynist, right? real life misogynist.
But you keep digging in your heels because once we don't need you, we have to want you. And it takes less effort to be needed than it does to be wanted.
There's about a 90%.
Now, another thing that what men are going to have to come to grips is women don't necessarily, particularly American women, men have created a society so full of privilege and so good and so safe, even though that's going to change really soon. But society is made now where women can even entertain the thought of they don't need men. Now, technically, they don't in today's society, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes that men do that they don't realize is what's keeping this is keeping this thing going. So women actually do need men. Now they end up finding out too late, but by the time it's too late, I think it's going to be like really too late. You know what I mean? So, but so far, when the economy's good, when everything's going smoothly, they don't need you. So they might want men, right? But who's the men that they want? Is like I said, they show the Tinder statistics. They've only swiped right to like only a certain percentage of men. So any man outside of that 10% or 5%, you need to have some money. And if you don't got no money, you're shit out of luck. You know. So if you're not usable, if you're not a usable man, if you can't give her a ride home, because if you're not that 5 to 10% top man, she doesn't even really consider you an option. She doesn't really consider you human unless if there's something with you, if you're usable. And the guy is right. When she did this video, she didn't even tag the man. Like this is how you can tell that's a bad person. She didn't even tag the man. She didn't even tag his socials. Now here, this guy here, even though he vehemently disagrees with her, he still had the respect to tag her, put her information out there. You know what I mean? It's hilarious, man.
Whew. Could you imagine being married to this lady? Not only did she not tag me and cut the clip short so she could push her messaging, she dedicated her entire page and social media presence to just attacking men.
Now, that's gonna be where I step off. When you're dealing, especially via Instagram, when you're dealing with those older broads, because she's in her 30s, when you're dealing with those older broads that's in her 30s, and she really on that feminazism, especially when you're dealing, I'm gonna say specifically with American women, and they're like just really just like anti-man, and I'm on my 3 year celibacy journey and all this stuff. I'm decentering. Women like that, they've been ran through. I'm talking about they've been through so much men, like it's impossible for them to love men at all. I'm talking about they've been through way through many men, way too many men. Like, so I'm talking about they have zero love for men in general because they've been ran through. Like her body count, I could like just looking at her, just looking at how she looks like now, how manufactured she looks. Like a woman that looks like, I keep telling you, like her eye. First of all, her eyes says it all. What's it they call it? The thousand cock stare, thousand cock stare. Right? Like this girl, she wants nothing to do with men. The reason why is because she's been through way too many. You could already see it in her eyes. Her eyes are. There's no spark. There's zero spark. Oh, she got a link tree. Let's see what she does. Let's see what she does here. Uh-oh. Buy me a coffee. Amazon page, business inquiries. Yeah, like a girl like that now, like if she's looking for a man, she's looking for, it's either it's whatever Chad that she deems quote unquote worthy. It's either Chad Chaddington or a guy with money, meaning it's either Chaddington or sugar daddy with her. That's it. And even when she's with Chad, she's just doing it as just to get another notch off her belt. It's just like she has no love for men. None. A girl like she been ran through since she was a kid, literally a kid. So there's nothing you can do with that, But let's stick it to the main point here, which I always found interesting, right? Why do women, because remember what she said earlier, she was just like, maybe we should put a PSA for the women overseas, for the guys going up. And you're just like, okay, you just go. She already started off the video talking about, oh, great, we don't need him anyways. But let's send a PSA to these. What are you talking about? If you don't want him, let him go and find what he's looking for overseas. But like I said, I've shown you the videos where you got these girls, they're following these passport bros overseas and trying to ruin what they're trying to do. And to me, that's got to be a very sinister level of hate where you don't like the guy, you want nothing to do with the guy, but nobody else can have him. Like that's just, to me, this is what the passport bros, even though I don't agree with everything that they do, but that's what they really enlightened me to. Like, you have these women go ham on them, these guys, and they're just all they're doing is they're leaving. And the rees from the they're just like, you can't leave, let's send a PSA to these women overseas, and we need to ward them because they're predators. And you're just like, what? You didn't want the guy, let the guy go. But that's how evil the average woman, American woman, is today. It's still that same energy from like middle school, elementary school, where if I can have you, no one no one can have you. It's like, what? Is that this is where, this is why I'm always pro those guys that are going overseas, even though their journey is not going to be perfect, because what they're going to realize, there's really no true love. I guess women can't really truly love most men out here. But if you have an option, if you can go overseas, do it. I'm definitely pro that. But the women they don't like the men here. The men decide to travel, and then they got a problem with that there. It's like that has always perplexed me. That has always perplexed me about particularly women in the States. That's always perplexed me about that.